Hey guys, it's about beer 30. Let's go see what's in the fridge today. Hey guys, thanks for stopping by Gregsbeerreviews today. Today's beer comes from North Slope Brewing Company. These guys are out of Dallas, Pennsylvania. Not Dallas, Texas, but Dallas, Pennsylvania. This is their Armando Dynamite Imperial IPA, or Imperial Pale Ale, which is an IPA. This comes in at a whopping 9.7% according to Rate Beer. I think that's what it's got on the can. Yep, 9.7%. Little 12-ounce can. This comes to me from Rico. He writes 9.7% Imperial IPA with 35 IBUs according to Untapped. Wow. For a beer of this magnitude at 9.7% with only 35 IBUs, that's very low. Very unlike the single IPA at 6.6% we had yesterday from Single Cut that was 99 IBUs. This seems a little low, and yesterday seems a little high, but it wasn't very bitter. That had enough nice sweetness to the beer where it wasn't super bitter on the back end. So I'm hoping they got enough bitterness on this one. 35, that's like pale ale IBUs. And even less than that. I mean, there's been some stouts I've had that's had that many IBUs, or barley wines. So let's see what this monster IPA brings to the table. He also writes, pitch with homegrown proprietary Vermont yeast strain and hop with 11 different varieties of American hop. He says no date, but purchased a couple days ago for $10.99 for a 4-pack. He says the brewery is out of Dallas, Pennsylvania, but was brewed at Free Will Brewing according to the side of the can near the barcode. So they've had somebody else brew this for them, whether they don't have a brewery or just outsourced it for this particular beer, I'm not sure. So let's get on with it. What I read to you here is exactly the same thing as the commercial description. So we are done, other than popping the top on this and getting it into the glass and telling you, and I did read it was very carbonated, so we're not going to go too aggressive right off. It doesn't seem to be, though. Cuisine is barbecue, cheese and pepper, Monterey pepper jack, sharp blue cheddar, stronger cheeses, meat, game, grilled meat, and salmon. Glassware snifter, tulip oversized wine glass. I got my favorite snifter. I'm going to stand this thing up. It doesn't seem to be too carbonated. And of course, these fools here on Beer Advocate are telling you can sell it because it's a 9.7%, but don't do that. But without having a date on it, it's kind of hard to know how old the beer is. So, not a fan of that. Didn't pour too monster of a head, about a half a finger there. It is very cloudy. It does not look like a juice bomb, but it does look like an unfiltered beer. So, very orange and tangerine in color. A nice deep amber. Let's get a nose to it. For 11 hops, I'm getting just a hint of some citrusiness there, maybe some pineapple and mango. It's not super potent on the aroma. Not getting any alcohol on the nose, so that's a good thing. Let's dive in and see what we got. Cheers, everybody. Cheers, Rico. Decent beer. I mean, the aroma is not outstanding and the taste is not outstanding. The alcohol is very well hidden though, guys. I will tell you that for a 9.7% a very well made beer. The 35 IBUs is very surprising to me though. Especially of a beer that's 9.7%. But it seems to work on this. Very smooth. Nice and citrusy. But the aromas and the taste are not off the chain. Definitely not a New England style by any means. And it would be hard for me to even say that it's close to a West Coast style. Definitely more hop presence and taste than the East Coast style has. But when they produce these beers, they need to date them. Because I'm going by this, and Enrico says, he says he just purchased it a couple of days ago, and it was $10.99, $11 for a six pack or a 4-pack. Usually you're going to get a 4-pack when you get this big of a beer. They need to date their stuff, guys. How long did it sit on the shelf before he purchased it? And us not knowing it, am I drinking a 1-month-old beer or is it a 6-month-old beer? To me, it doesn't taste like a 6-month-old beer because it isn't super malty. But if it's 3 to 4 months old, those hops are faded a little bit already. So they need to date these things, man. They got to have a date if we're going to produce an IPA, double IPA, triple IPA, so we'll know when we buy it that we're drinking a fresh beer. So, well, let me sip on it and see what we end up with. Let her taste it. I'll be right back. Alright guys, I'm back. Got just a little left here. Nice lacing is left on the beer. Hints of citrusiness in there, and a little bit of grapefruit and some tropical fruit notes, but they're very subdued, guys. Definitely by no means is it any kind of juice bomb or New England style. I wouldn't even say it's to the West Coast style. It's a little lackluster in that even. More like an East Coast style beer, guys, to me. With a lot of hops been used in there, and they've not. If you use 11 hops, you would think that thing would be pungent, so pungent it would curl your nose up, but it's not. So the only thing I can say good about it is it's a 9.7%, and the alcohol is very well hidden. Other than that, more like a East Coast style with a lot of hops in it. So I don't know how they're not using enough hops or not using the right hops to get that up in your face hop profile. Or they're not dry hopping it. They're using a lot of hops in the brewing process, but not dry hopping it. So it is what it is. Final chug. Guys, I'm on the borderline between a B and a B plus here. ABV's on the can, no date on the can. I'm going to give it to B. Numeric score on this one would be 86. That's where I'm going to put this one. Not to the B plus category. 86 is right at the verge. 85 is my B, then 86 usually goes to the B plus. I'm giving the benefit of the doubt by going one notch above the B because it is so well made with the alcohol being as hidden as it is and not being a big sweet mess with only 35 IBUs. So it needs a little something else. It needs a little something else. It needs more pungent hops in it to be up in that category of either a West Coast style or even something a little better, or a different hop profile, or even dry hopping it to get that hop aroma and taste into the beer. So that's where I'm going to put it. Over to Beer Advocate, I have no score. Not enough people have commented on this. I don't know how big the brewery is, even since Rico is telling me it was done somewhere else other than where these guys are at. And Rate Beer has the same thing, no score. Not enough. They haven't had 10 people comment on this beer to give it a grade. So our final check-in, we're going to run up to Untapped. They have it at 3.7. That's not even to their B plus range. 3.75 is their B, to me, is their B plus range. They got 3.7. So it's right on the verge of getting the B plus, whereas I am putting it 85, 86, somewhere in that area right there. You need to date it on top of that, so it needs to have a date. If you're going to produce this kind of beer, you need to date your beer. If I went into the store, seen this sitting there, and I looked at it, couldn't find the date, I would set it right back up on the shelf, guys. That's how I am. Some of you guys that maybe you pick it up at the brewery or something, I don't know. But if it's on the store shelf, I probably would not buy it. Even if the guy told me, I just got this in this week. Well, how long did it sit in the warehouse before it come here? That's the problem we have here. They let the shit around here sit in the warehouse for a month or two before they finally put it out. Just like the Bell's 2 Hearted Ale around here. You go in the store and it's 3 months old. Oh, we just got that in. Really? It took 3 months to come from Kalamazoo, Michigan to here? How did they send it? By turtle? Alright. Alright, if you've had this one from North Slope Brewing, this is our Armando Dynamite. Let me know what you think, guys. Come back tomorrow. Let's see something out of that for you. See you then.